Welcome back to another video. Today we are talking about human grade dog food. Is it a gimmick? Is it really human grade? What does that even mean? And is there a benefit to be feeding human grade to our dogs, or are we just spending a bunch of money for nothing? Well, we're about to get into it right now. So if you're new to dog food, definitely check out my last video and my first video in the series, which is the beginner friendly comprehensive guide on how to even get started narrowing down your food choices. But I'll leave that link up here and let's get into it. So I headed over to our trusty AAFCO website and started doing some research on what human grade really means and how can you determine which one is a quality dog food. And here are some definition highlights that I came up with. Okay, now that we're back from the store, we can continue on. So human grade does not actually hold any defined standard in dog food regulation. The term refers to it being edible for humans, and the term edible does actually hold some weight when it comes to the USDA. USDA describes it as all ingredients in a product being edible for humans, as well as having passed the packaging inspections and processing inspections for humans in accordance to federal regulation. More and more companies are starting to come out with human grade products for dogs, and this is great, but it can get very expensive. AAFCO states that extremely few products could actually be considered human edible or human grade. A pet food that actually meets these standards would be very expensive. Just this 16-ounce block that I bought at the store right now was around $11. And this is probably gonna not even feed one of my dogs for the entire day. Probably just one meal for one dog if you have very large dogs. If you have very small dogs, then this could be an affordable option for you. But if you have medium to large dogs, it could get very, very expensive. So another thing about human grade is that human grade dog food does not actually guarantee pet safe ingredients. Rather, they only guarantee human safe ingredients. Hypothetically, if a dog food is labeled human grade but contained onions, a known toxic vegetable to dogs, could be labeled human grade if the onions met the edible standards for humans. This would not be great for your dog, but manufacturers wouldn't be wrong in labeling their product human grade. So as always, check the ingredients in the product that you're buying. Let's talk about feed grade food. Feed grade food is defined as animal food that does not meet the edible standards of the USDA or AAFCO. These foods, however, have been formulated with the animal's nutritional profile in mind rather than the human. All it takes is one ingredient in a feed grade food to be not considered human grade anymore. This does not mean that the product is low quality or that it would be less nutritious for your dog. In many cases, feed grade food has actually shown to be more nutritious than some human grade foods. So why are people buying human grade dog food? Well, the main contributor to these diets getting so much traction in the industry is digestion problems. This became a very loud problem in social media, and a lot of companies jumped on this in order to solve the problem, and it became a very profitable industry. And human grade kind of solved this problem because it is minimally processed and it is done so with low heat, which means the nutritional profile of the food is more rich and also more easily digestible for pets. So for dogs that had a hard time with their tummy, human grade was a lifesaver for them. Also, the method in which this food is made contains a lot more moisture than regular kibble, which means that it can help hydrate your dog and keep them hydrated longer than just feeding them regular kibble. However, not all human grade dog food is created equal, so always check the ingredients. Statements like meets AAFCO's nutritional standards or complete and balanced dog food for dogs based on AAFCO guidelines are things that should be on the package. To learn more about the AAFCO guidelines and how manufacturers are able to name their products, I will link the last video over here, which goes in depth on what manufacturers can and cannot do when naming their products. So what if you can't afford to feed human grade all the time? Are you missing out? According to a fantastic article that I found online published on purewow.com, where they asked 5 different vets their opinion on human grade dog food, the short answer is yes, you could be missing out. According to the vets, they believe that your dog could be missing out due to the fact that human grade dog food allows your dog to absorb nutrients in higher quantities more easily. So if you cannot afford to feed human grade quality food all the time, then they recommend that human grade dog food can also supplement a FeedGrade diet to ensure that your dog ingests plenty of the good stuff. An integrated veterinarian from the AAFCO Pet Insurance, who was interviewed in the same study, states that all kibble is highly processed, so if you choose to feed your dog kibble only, you are choosing to feed all processed food all the time. So if you're looking to balance your dog's nutritional profile, then it might be a good idea to integrate some human grade dog food in other ways that you can. Other things you could do is add water to your kibble, which can help with hydration, add fruits and vegetables that are safe for dogs to your kibble once in a while, and of course choose high quality kibble. And in order to do that, you can check out the last video we did on how to identify high quality kibble. So what are the takeaways? Human grade dog food can have multiple benefits for your dog, especially if they suffer from stomach problems. But don't think that just because it says human grade, that the product can't be low quality. There are both low quality human grade dog foods and high quality human grade dog foods. So just follow the AAFCO guidelines on what manufacturers can and cannot do when naming their product, so that you could be a better informed consumer. Choosing high quality kibble and supplementing with a human grade diet can also be beneficial for your dog if you cannot afford to feed human grade diets all the time. You can use things like licky mats like we were prepping today, or treat dispensing toys, Kongs, or even slow feeder bowls. I hope this helps you make a better decision for your dog, and if you enjoyed today's video, then definitely leave a like and subscribe. And if you are interested in these kinds of videos, I will be doing a whole nother video on what it means to be organic, natural, and holistic diets, and what you should be looking for in order to identify those quality foods. See you guys in the next one. Bye.